Welcome, Sojourners. You have found yourself a cozy place here at Sojourners Awake. I'm Jonathan, and this is our production of The Wild and the Wind. It has been 1 month since Eris was taken into custody by the Kingdom of Tetherna. Bertie Cartwright, Samoon, and Irony Riverwell traveled to make sure she made it safely to the castle. Eris was led away into the dungeon and given a court date to appear before the judges of Andor to determine if she was guilty of starting a war in Boshin. With the last name Basile, the evidence was stacked up against her. Follow along with Bertie and Samoon as they live their lives in Andor, on the border of the Northern Kingdom and Southern Territories of Tetherna. And so for now, our story continues. Built up on a hill with its back to the mountains, Castle Andor stands as a guard to the southern border of Tetherna. With over 5,000 infantry, cavalry, rangers, and shock troopers, this defense also provides a formidable offense if such a message is required. Since the finality of the War of 1432, the Tethernians have opened trade and travel, but never did they lay down their arms and remained the most powerful army in the continent. Captain Andor, who simply wears the title rather than his own name, states, "Basile will be foolish to think that any army of Boshin could survive an assault on our forces. With 9,000 people, mostly military, who live in Andor, this is quite the formidable city." Eris, you are placed in a well-lit, smooth stone dungeon underneath the ground. With an elevator shaft leading up 50 feet in the air, the only entrance and exit, you find yourself secured into a underground playground, place to eat, quarters for you to sleep, with, of course, a bunkmate. For the most part, you are able to keep yourself occupied as you move throughout this concrete stone underground cavern. Many prisoners are here, none of them incredibly dangerous, mostly economic criminals and those who have extorted the poor. You have found for yourself a couple friends and gotten to know the wardens. You have been here for 1 month. Warden Seiko, who you have got to know, he walks over to you with his mace and his armor. He moves over to your table, taps it gently. "Eris, your trial is scheduled today. I just wanted you to know you'll be led before the court later this evening. By the way, it's noontime. And it'll determine whether you're innocent or guilty." At this point, you know he's never asked you what you did. Only he knows your name. And he puts the paper in your hand. "This is your order to appear before court. The seal is unopened."
Thank you, Seiko. I very much appreciate it.
Don't mention it. How are you doing?
Oh, quite well.
Nothing phases you, or you are completely unemotional?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm unfazed. She kind of looks out. She's got papers just scattered around her. Many of them are scribbled on with words, scribbled out, and the ones that don't have words have drawings. Sketches of Seiko, sketches of an orcish man with a gentle smile, a few sketches of the dwarven brothers, Samoon and Bertie, the mountains of Andor, and that view that she saw coming in. She kind of gestures to all of it. "I keep myself occupied."
Even though there's much to notice, Seiko naturally looks at the image of himself. He taps it and I'm is that me?
Why, of course. You've been such a staple of my stay here. I need to make sure I don't forget you.
If you say that, word will get around. You, I don't normally say this. I mean, I know that's cliche, but you're not like the other prisoners. If I didn't know any better, and I'm quite insightful, you worked in a noble house, but you yourself are not a noble. Or you're not wealthy. Or you don't know you're wealthy. I'm sorry. I've never had anyone draw my picture before.
Well, if you like it so much, you can keep it. I can draw another.
I think my wife would be very upset about that.
Oh, we don't want to upset her.
But I'm flattered. You have a gift. You could make a living doing that. Not that it's a great living, but you have quite a talent. That's what I mean to say.
Well, you say my trial is today, and I imagine this might be the last day I see you for a while, as I am going to be exonerated. So maybe that's what I'll do when I get out.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, you're not like the other criminals here. I'm pretty sure you're innocent of whatever they're charging you for.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. She smiles very warmly.
I would like you to make an insight check. You were going for a 13 or higher.
Insight. That is unfortunately only an 11.
With an 11, you get a gentle tap on your shoulder. A thought arises in your mind and then disappears as soon as it arrives. Experiencing nothing more than just deja vu or a dream you had. The moment passes and Seiko says, well, I hope all the best for you. He turns around and leaves. The dining bell calls. All the prisoners are due for lunchtime. How do you proceed?
I will file towards the lunch hall. I'll gather up my papers first, put them nice, neat, orderly, tuck them in the inside of my, I guess, linen shirt or smock or whatever they've given me to wear so its papers are close to me, tuck my pencil away, and then I will follow the prisoners in for lunch, as is the schedule.
Very large, orcish man with a pot belly, probably 350 pounds. His tusks have not been filed down, but he's allowed them to grow. He has a long he has a shaved head, and he pushes you to the front of the line. He says, make sure you get a little extra something for yourself. Shulog winks at you. I heard today's your last day, little one.
Oh, Shulog, you know I can't cut in front of line. It's
everybody, shh, little one's gonna cut in line.
Not again.
He pushes you to the front. He says, of course that means I'm second.
I'm gonna look around. Does anyone look like they want to fight me over it?
Maybe you, but definitely not him.
Really, Shulog, it's okay to wait at the end of line. They got here first.
The food gets cold by then. You know that.
Well, it's just a little discomfort.
He looks around at the place in which you are inhabiting. Believe it or not, this is a step up from where I came from. He slaps down his bowl and begins eating the slop that you and him are enjoying with the rest of the company. So, first thing you're gonna do when you get out, what is it?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I traveled here with some companions, but I imagine they'll be moving on soon.
You don't think they've left already?
Well, I still receive word from them every now and then, but I can't imagine we only traveled together for such a short time. So I guess I don't know. It depends on what becomes of this trial. They might ask me to leave to Thurna, in which case I'll return south.
Yeah, I've never gotten any gifts.
I'm so sorry.
There's not much anyone waiting for me anyway. That's why I'm not in any hurry to leave here. Actually, I was scheduled for court and I just stopped. I didn't bother to appear. Like I said, this is a better place than I came from.
Well, you can always find someone better. I don't think you've told me. Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? It's a small place up in the hills. We were a tribe of bandits, destroying, murdering, stealing. And I got caught. Everyone else killed. I was taken into custody, interrogated. I told them everything I knew. We're a tribe. We loot, we pillage, we burn. That's what we do. And then they sent me here.
Well, there's a worse prison they could have sent you to, from what I understand. Is that what you would want to do if you were to get out?
I mean, I'm by myself? No. I'd have to find someone to do it with me. I've thought about becoming a pirate. You ever thought about that?
I have not considered piracy, but
Yeah,
it is an interesting
I wouldn't.
idea.
No, I wouldn't do it either. I get seasick.
You know, I spent some time in the Madaxar Empire. You might really enjoy it down there.
The far walk?
It's a far walk, but many interesting creatures, many interesting stories. You should see if you can get another court date and get yourself released.
I was told to look out for you. You know that?
You were told?
Mm-hmm.
By whom?
By a little voice in my head.
I sure hope it wasn't my little voice. I told you I'm fine.
I'm pretty sure you put a spell on me. Or I'm crazy. Either way, I'm okay with it. I got nothing else to go to, and this is a pretty good place for me. Just find another little person to look after when you leave.
Of course. Well, you have made my stay here infinitely better, and I promise when I get out, I'll be sure to send you letters and gifts.
I can't read.
I will send you my drawings.
You can eat that?
No, help yourself.
The afternoon wanes on, and later that day, the guards call for you. They bind you wrists in front, and they put you on the elevator. As you ascend 50 feet, you look, hopefully, for the last time upon the dungeons of Andor. Meanwhile, over at the Spice and Meal, a busy restaurant that is adjacent to the Shelter of the Faithful, a proud church of vigilance and watch. Notably, everyone here bows and prays to Persep, the god of watch and vigilance, as they are instructed to keep a lookout on the borders of Tetherna. And even now, the watch is doubled. The priests pray twice as long. The priestesses scout twice as hard, for there are many rumors of war. Nevertheless, that does not keep the patrons from purchasing food and drink. And tonight, on the menu, Bertie Cartwright is serving shallot-spiced sun pig soup, greased peppermint buns, roast-fired pheasant, cheese wheel, honey rolls, and mead. Bertie Cartwright, as you are moving in and out through the lines of customers, what food did you forget to bring on the tray?
Okay, Bertie accidentally drank the mead that she was going to serve. Kind of, the most stuffy people in the room. Like who's like the most like straight and narrow, follows all the protocols. That's the person that she's going to serve.
The man is sitting there, and a hardworking man. He's got his family with him, and he's trying to sit down his 4 teenage children. Everyone sit down, please, order, please. Excuse me, ma'am, is our food ready yet?
Well, yeah, here it is. I accidentally drank your mead, which I can see now you probably need this more than me.
Oh, I did not order any mead. And the teenage boy is just snickering and laughing. Oh, that was not a good joke. I'm sorry. We can pay for that. That'll be totally fine. But you probably shouldn't drink on the job.
Okay, well, and Bertie kind of shoves the kids down in the booth and sits down next to him. She puts her feet up on the table.
Can I help you?
Well, you seem kind of overwhelmed, and I noticed that this town seems a little high-strung. I mean, everybody. Of
course, it's high-strung.
So vigilant. I don't even know what that means. I think I just learned that yesterday.
When you say vigilant, everyone bows their head and then puts their palm upon their forehead and say, "In the name of Percep, stay ever watchful, stay ever vigilant."
Sometimes it's nice to just take a break, you know.
Honey, we have taken a break for many times, but it is, honestly, this is the time of war. Well, the rumors of war. It's just right around the corner. It is a time to stay vigilant and watchful, and Percep help us. We will always stay vigilant.
Or you can just, here, let me go get your whole family some mead. I'll be right back.
I don't like that waitress, Roland. I think she drank all the mead. It's understandable why she would be acting this way. Order another mead. I want to see 2 of them. The teenage boy slinks off, and he dons a robe and puts on a cloak and goes to the front. And he says to the barkeep, excuse me, my name is Roland. I'd like to order 1 more mead for the table. Soon enough, Bertie, another mead order is coming out through for the exact same table. How do you proceed?
I go bring the mead and set it right down in front of the dad that is being a little high-strung.
I did not order a mead. We just want our food, Miss Ma'am. I'm sorry, what is your name?
My name is Bertie Cartwright, and I am a very famous person. They're building a statue of me at Baldtop.
Baldtop Library?
Yeah.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Not as ridiculous as you are being right now with your kids. Just lighten up a little bit, okay?
Like I said, I do not like her, Roland. Will you please request another server? I'm sorry. We would just like our food, Miss Bertie Cartwright from Baldtop.
Didn't I bring it? I think I brought it.
One of the kids points, "Hey, that's my fried pheasant." And another patron is just eating and enjoying the food. Hey, seconds are great. This is awesome. Thank you.
Okay, well, I am going to go and have some more mead.
At that point, Eason, one of the other waitresses, walks up to the table. "Hi, I'm Eason. Can I take your order?" "Oh, Bertie, what are you doing?"
Eason, this is my table, and they were going to tip me, not you. So I'm working with them.
Wait, when you say it's your table, you mean you're serving this table, right? And then she pulls your feet off the table.
Yes.
She grabs you by the clothing and pulls you off to the side. "Bertie, you cannot dine with the patrons."
Well, at Baldtop, they seem to like my...
Oh, at Baldtop. I don't think you ever worked at Baldtop.
Yes, I did. And I saved the day with my friend Samoon. And the chef was poisoning people.
Wait. Samoon, your friend?
Yes.
Oh, he is so... You know him? He's so dreamy. I love him. Don't tell him I said that. He's the one that does the deliveries, right?
Yeah,
Samoon?
let me go get him and I'll introduce you.
Oh, no. Well, okay, yes, introduce me, but just, make it really natural, okay? Hold on, let me go freshen up a little bit.
Okay.
Eason and Bertie go to the back. Samoon, you are pedaling through. Yeah, the people never get their food. Samoon, you are moving at a fast pace through the city, and you have 30 pounds of food that you are taking in tow. I would like to know how you are moving through this city, by what means of carrier.
Well, is the food dry foods ingredients, or are they like
Yes,
a mixture of?
Yeah, dry foods. Just all dry ingredients.
He's got like a makeshift backpack on. That's pretty much just like a giant sack that's full of like some cabbage and onion, and there's a few pieces of bread sticking out of the back, and then he's got for the extra he does have a little pulling cart. So he's in the middle, and it's a little 2-wheeled cart that's probably 3 feet by 3 feet square, and he's just kind of running in front of it and kind of dragging it along.
You arrive to the back of the Spice and Meal next to the Shelter of the Faithful. And of course, there are a few winos in the back of the alleyway, and they raise their glasses to you and say, "Ahoy! Good night to you, Mr. Samoon. Anything fall off the cart this evening?"
Oh yes, ahoy there. Well, not in my run, but oops, look at that.
It's so dirty.
I don't think anybody wants to eat that.
No, somebody could. Do you? Yeah, I think we could take it off your hands that way. You don't have to serve it to those uppity patrons.
Well, you see, it's already off my hands, so I got to.
And a rat comes by and picks up the bread and takes it away. Dadgummit, here's rats. Two winos stumble like they're drunk and they're dizzy and they're falling over, chasing after the rat and the bread.
Well, you know what they say, guys. First come, first serve. Have a good night.
Bertie, you see Samoon delivering the supplies, and Eason standing off to the corner, pretending not to notice you. How do you respond, Bertie?
Hey, Samoon.
Oh, hello, Bertie. How are you?
I'm good. You know, this Eason over there, and Bertie points straight at Eason and is like, she thinks you're very good looking and she really just wants to meet you, but she told me that she didn't want me to tell you, but I'm telling you because I don't know how to not tell people things, so.
Oh, well, that was very kind of her to say.
Well, go over there and make her day and just say hi. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then maybe she'll give me the tip off that table that I was trying to serve.
Wait, did you serve the table?
Well, yeah. I served them honesty, and I served them a little bit of mead. Well, really to the son, because he was sneaking it, but I thought that was fine.
Well, tell you what, I think you deserve your tip, but take here. And Samoon turns around and grabs a fresh onion out of his pack. Mrs. Garland gave me this special for a secret recipe. It must be worth something, so just give it to them and maybe you'll get a good tip from it. But don't tell the cook, he won't like that.
Okay, so I'm going to go serve them an onion instead of their food?
Well, an onion is food.
Okay, good point.
Okay.
Wait, make sure you say hi to Eason over there.
Okay, I will. Yep. And then Samoon's just going to turn and start unloading his stuff.
Bertie's going to go over to the table with the man, the dad, and the kids and just put the onion on the table. And, hey, look, this is the best onion in the whole world.
Everyone just stares at the onion. Finally, one of the boys busts out laughing.
You should try to eat it, and it'll probably cure you of your uptightedness.
Roland looks at you. Bertie, Cartwright was your name?
Yes.
I will make sure to remember that.
Yeah, you will remember that, because I am unforgettable.
Let's go.
Where
Roland,
are we going?
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Bertie Cartwright, would you please roll 4d6? 4d6. 12? Bertie Cartwright, you have earned 40 gold during your time here at Andor. Half of those being in tips. Samoon.
Somebody paid me.
Samoon, if you would roll also 4d6.
15.
More than Bertie. 43 gold you have earned from tips and working as a runner. Samoon and Bertie, later that night, the city of Andor takes 24 gold in taxes from Samoon and 22 gold in taxes from Bertie Cartwright. The tax team shows up and collects your earnings, of course, escorted by a few guards. Well, is that all of your earnings, Mr. Samoon?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Miss Bertie Cartwright, will that be everything? 22 gold.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you for right now.
What? Because you're going to earn so much more for the kingdom, is that correct?
Well, what do you do with this tax money anyway?
Oh, we fund the military. We keep a good watch. And you know, times are very dangerous right now. We are at the brink of war, and evermore should we enforce our military with plenty of funding. You are Tethernian, are you not? Proudly taking allegiance to the kingdom.
No, I'm from Bald Top. Well, I'm actually from, I don't know where I'm at. I don't really know where I'm from.
Oh. It's a wonder she made 28 gold.
Yeah, I am a wonder of sort.
Bertie Cartwright, Moon, you have a little bit of time as you are relieved from your duties this evening, and yet the night is still young. Before you retire to your dwellings, how do you proceed as you walk through the well-lit city?
Do I know where Eris has been?
You do know where Eris has been.
And I know tomorrow's the trial day.
Indeed.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk the path or like to the jail and kind of like map the jail and around it a little bit, where the entrance is and stuff. Look for any back doors and that kind of thing.
Well, you would know where the back door is because Samoon has done 1 or 2 deliveries there to the facility. There is a specific guard-only entrance that is, of course, watched and requires some kind of insignia or passcode to enter in.
Would I know the password?
Maybe you got it from a loose-lipped patron. Let's do a persuasion check. You have to get a 15 or higher. 10. That night, as you spoke to the patron and trying to wriggle the passcode out of him, he set his drink down and said, I know people like you. You always after me passcodes. Slams his drink down. Nice try, wench.
Hey,
And leaves
I'm not
the bar.
a wench.
Why are you working at a bar then?
I'm just trying to make some extra cash for my travels.
By getting the passcodes out of the guards, huh? That's what you were doing.
Well, I like to gain information. That's all I want to say about that.
He coughs. You admitted it.
Yeah.
You really are crazy. You really are.
Thank you.
I like you. I like you a lot. And of course, later that night, as you and Samoon walk past the jail cell, he and his partner are standing guard. One on the inside of the jail cell and one on the outside. The entryway is, of course, barred and locked with a double door process entering into an atrium, followed by another door that is barred and locked. There's one guard on the inside and one guard on the outside. Samoon, you are walking with Bertie, and you pass by this part of the city.
Man, what a day, Bertie. Whew, I'm tired. This city is quite interestingly structured for running errands around so much. But I totally forgot to talk to Essen. Oh well, maybe I'll talk to her later.
Yeah, I don't think she's the right girl for you anyway.
Well, what do you mean by that?
She seemed a little too eager. You know, you gotta date somebody that slightly despises you a little.
Oh, I will keep that in mind. I never thought of that. I guess I don't consider these things, but it has been an interesting travel, so maybe I should keep that in the back of my head.
Yeah, I would think on that one.
Oh,
So what do we do tomorrow? My question is, what do we do tomorrow if Eris is found guilty?
Well, Samin's gonna kind of lower his voice as we're approaching the gate area. To be honest, Bertie, I don't quite know. But I've been trying to find things out on my errands, which I don't know if you notice, some take longer than others. But they seem to have this place down locked tight. If we do something, it's going to be quite tricky. But I don't know what that thing would be. On the one hand, sneaking in might be easy enough, but then we have to get out. And on the other hand, we can just make a distraction and hope that no one's around in the area that we go through.
Well, what do you suppose they do with her if she's found guilty? Do they just put her back in the cell, or do they transfer her somewhere?
I would think, given the name she gave them, they might. I don't know. She's got a very important. I mean, Basil. That's just not a light name these days, you know. Like,
Well, here is
I'm
not.
honestly, I'm surprised that she's even still here.
Where would she go, though? Where would they send her?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, not that I'm mad at myself in these types of country things in the kingdoms, but if she is who she says she is, and I believe that she is who she says she is, well, there's these kind of games that take like that I watch some older people play sometimes on the side of the streets. And it's like one person takes a turn and then the other person sits there for like a really long time. And then he finally moves another piece. You know what I'm talking about? And I feel like they might do that in real life. I don't know. That's just a thought.
Bertie just kind of blinks at him and goes, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, half the times nor do I. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should think of something tonight.
Yeah,
Like improv.
I mean,
Hey,
my thought.
you spoke to that guard that one time. Did you get anything from him?
No, he wouldn't tell me anything. He was very drunk, though. My thought is, if she's found guilty, then we just leave.
But,
I mean, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna pick a fight with like the entire town?
I
mean, you know what? I'm up for it, but.
trust me, Bertie, if there's anyone who can beat an entire town of soldiers, it's you. But I don't know. My concern, like, I feel like Eris can handle herself pretty well because she was hired to do those things, right?
Right.
But my concern is for Irony because, well, you see, I've been meeting with him at night to kind of train him with the staff that I had given him. And I don't know, he seems... I think I put too much fire under him, if you get my meaning. And, well, I'm just more concerned for his safety on what the verdict will be and how he might respond.
Well, he's probably not that good a fighter yet. I mean, we can just knock him out, drag him with us.
He's got potential, but but it just doesn't seem to be quite in his nature. But I feel like, most people start out that way, so he is coming along. He knows how to hold it now.
That's good.
Yeah, and he can keep his feet about him. I'll give him that. He's got a pretty stout stance as a short person, but I'm sure you know that too.
Hey.
I mean, no offense. I mean that in a honest way.
Okay. Well, my only thing is stick around and watch some like terrible execution, like public. Do they do that here? Where they execute people in town square? Some towns do that.
They do, don't they? But, well, I guess she would have to be guilty of something really bad. Do you think they would do that to her just for her name?
Sometimes they do stuff like that because they want to like make an example or give people hope. So if they, put on display that they're defeating their enemy, then it makes it seem like they're winning.
I have noticed that about this town. Like, every time you say the word vigilant, they all do this, like, head touch thing. I don't know. I don't really follow those ways, but they all seem very devoted here, which I have respect for that. I mean, I like my home, but I didn't think about those. Oh, Bertie, maybe we might have to fight our way through this after all. I hope not, but I don't know. I don't know. I am lost in my thought.
Well, I'm getting tired. Maybe I can find some more out in the morning before the trial.
Okay, and I will keep my ear out as I make my morning deliveries and pickups.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to let me back into that restaurant. So I probably am going to sleep in, or maybe I'll just wander around and see if I can ask people questions.
I mean, if you want to go back to the restaurant, maybe you can just be really nice and just be like, oh yeah, things got out of hand last night, but yeah, I feel like we have run out of time pretty quick, and we need to act, or at least know where we're going next, because if things go down like we came in with her, I'm surprised that we haven't been brought in.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised they haven't questioned us more, but they didn't, so.
I guess we'll just call it a night here, Bertie, and we'll just have to see what happens in the morning.
Yeah, I'm up for anything. I guess I can always fight, or I can run away. I don't really care.
I say whatever we do, let's go with the quiet route first, and then we
Okay,
and then
I'll
we
try.
can escalate. Okay.
I mean, I'm great at escalation, so.
Yes, I have seen that, and it has been very favorable for you. But in this particular situation, I don't want to accidentally start a war. A war.
Yeah, that's bad, I guess.
And so Bertie and Samoon retire for the evening. And they await the trial of Eris in the morning. And so for now, our story concludes. Every story comes to an ending, so for now we must conclude. Thank you for listening, Sojourners. Your attention will not go unrewarded, and we look forward to continuing this adventure. If you enjoyed this background music and ambiance, visit Tabletop Audio. Find them at www.tabletopaudio.com. And take the time to sojourn with us. Leave a rating and review on your favorite podcasting platform. And maybe this will help Eris be found innocent. But however you choose to sojourn with us, as always, may your story continue.